Karen says, my gauge swatch is the sweater. If I'm off, I frog and start over. Yeah, I used to be a little, I mean, I didn't judge people, but I used to be a little bit like, I gauge swatch. But, with the problems that I've been having with my gauge swatch, not, that tension not being the same as my knitting tension, I'm a little bit, I don't know. And I recognize that everybody has a system that works for them. I remember Teresita, while it was quite some time ago, we were talking about how she figures out whether I believe she said she does a gauge swatch, but then how she's off, she determines like how she'll do it. And I remember thinking, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. But the woman's an engineer, so obviously she knows what she's talking about. And I'm the one who doesn't. So, we all have our system that works for us. And so I can totally respect that. If your sweater is the gauge swatch, absolutely. Okay, Lonnie, she does make that mermaid pattern optional going down the front. That's good. I would have probably done what I wanted anyway, but Sharon, let's talk about that. We have not gotten there yet, but we will get there. That's funny, Susan. A fashion podcaster says the ladies of a certain age should not be wearing crop tops no matter what. Okay. So I will say this. You know what? I watch a couple of different fashion influencers, especially for those that are for more mature women. And one that I watched, I say I watched because I haven't seen her in a while. Why have I not seen her? I'll have to think about that. Where do I watch her? I have so many. I have certain people I follow on YouTube, certain people I follow on TikTok, and also Instagram. This one, I think she was on YouTube, maybe. Anyway, she said she was talking about cropped, a certain length of pant, like a wide leg crop that she was like, it's just not, honestly, on any body type, it doesn't look great. However, she said, you should always wear what feels good to you. And so I kind of appreciate that. Like I just recently saw a lady on Instagram. I don't know if I followed her or not, but she's obviously an older, mature woman. And she looks great. And she's got all these tattoos all over. And one of the posts that she was doing, because I was looking through her feed, and apparently people give her a hard time about her tattoos, but they look great. And I was like, oh, so that's what, maybe I won't look, you don't see a lot of older people with tattoos. And so I'm always like, no, am I going to just look wrinkly and weird when I get older? I don't know. But this lady, she looked great. And I was like, oh, wow, she's older and looks amazing with her tattoos. So, but I get that not everybody can carry that look. So I think it all has to do with your personality, what you put out there, and what you do with it. I'm not a crop top person in the sense that I'm not going to go around showing off my belly, at least not now. Give me 5 years. Who knows? Maybe I'll change. You never know. I might be wearing crop tops for y'all. However, I do like them with certain high-waisted pants. In fact, or with a shirt underneath them. Both of the ranunculus shirts that I've made are more of a crop, but I always wear them with a white shirt underneath just because that's how I like to wear them. I think they look cool. And by the way, speaking of, I never did tell y'all last week what I want my next summer top to be. I know I still got a ways to go on the Fiorellino, but now that I'm going to be back to knitting, I am going to do it with, hang on, I gotta hold down my skirt. Let me show you. I'm going to do a ranunculus. Do I have this right? No, I don't. I think Bo was the one. Yeah, it's this. Bo was the one who helped me pick it out. You'd think I would know, but I haven't dyed up my yarn yet. So this is what I'm going to do it with. I'm going to do it with Swan White, probably on Swanky Sock. And I'm going to do it with fluffy lace on sprinkles or sprinkles on fluffy lace. I'm going to make, did I say this? A ranunculus. I'm going to make it, I think, cropped again. And this time it's going to be a half sleeve because I've got two dresses that I can, and they're casual dresses that I can wear in the summertime. And I think that this would look cute with both of them. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I like it. I like it. That'll be my third ranunculus. Okay. Shadow wrap. Thank you, Deb. Fleagle. You know, I have not done a Fleagle heel yet. I'll get there. Hey, Karen. We had 3 Karens on here today. Oh, let's see. What did Faith? Sharon, keep the socks. You'll need them for New York. That's right. Hang on. It's like I scroll and then half my comments go away. Do you? Yes, I do block gauge swatch. Yep. We had a whole conversation about it. And I basically, hey, Karen's coming tomorrow. I'm so excited to see you, Karen. And oh, Erica. Okay, before I get distracted, I'm going to get distracted again. But Erica, you need to go back and watch the beginning because there's a little bit of a surprise for you. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, gauge swatching. Yes. So basically, the point is that my tensioning when I do a gauge swatch, and I do it exactly the way I'm supposed to, at least to the best of my ability, and my tensioning is different. I notice that I literally tension. I have a tighter tension when I'm knitting on my project than when I'm gauge swatching. I don't know what that's about. All right. So what's new in the shop? Okay. Sharon mentioned gradient color cakes. And yes, I did 2 colors. Here they are in the cake. This one is called Hot Blooded. Y'all any Foreigner fans? The kids and I were singing it last night. I won't sing the song to you, but the song is Hot Blooded. So, and it starts with this deep cherry red, and it looks like there's more of the cherry than the orange, but I think that's just the way that it's caked, because it inside the cake is, you know, a little tighter than the outside. But then you go to like a burnt orange and then a deep mocha brown is in the center. And you can obviously pull from the center or the outside, depending on which color you want to start with on that one, obviously. And the same with this one, which this one is Boys of Summer, which is a soft peony pink. And then it goes to a deep purple. And then there's a blue in there it's kind of a mix between like a turquoise and a royal blue. Here, it almost looks like an aquamarine blue, but it's a little bit deeper than that. So that's Boys of Summer. Okay, so the fiber content is 75-25 merino nylon. They're dyed up on a sock blank first, and then I cake them from that. And so because of that, it gives them a natural, softer, almost heathered look a little bit to some of them. And so what can you do with them? Well, I actually have a couple of patterns to show you. Just to give you an idea. But one of the number one things that I think of is any one skein project. Actually, you can do any multi-skein project, but if you're just wanting to try it out, any one skein shawl, you know, I'm thinking of like my Be Simple variations. That would look awesome. But another one that I have, let's see. Oh, goodness. My eyesight is not good enough to see. Let me see which one I have. That's not the one I wanted. All right. So for example, here, is it this one? No, this one, which is called Vamping. And so that one is exactly like it's one skein. It's a one skein shawl. I don't know how well the picture is showing up for you all, but it was basically designed with a gradient yarn, and that is by Jennifer Dessau. And I'll put that information in the show notes. This is a fingering weight yarn. I only have fingering at this point just because that's the sock blanks that I have are fingering. So I'll have to look for other weights available. in the future. But for now, I was kind of playing around. And so that's what I have is fingering weight. And it's 463 yards in one cake that you get. So here is another pattern. This is the Inara wrap by Amba. Now, this one uses, you're going to use multiple skeins because it calls for 1,000 to 1,500 yards. So there, what you could do is you could get the same colorway in multiple skeins and then do them like back to back, one way or another, like on both ends of your shawl could go, dark to light or light to dark. Or you could get multiple gradients and put them together. Or you could also pick a contrasting or coordinating color of yarn that you put in between and almost treat it like stripes. So you could do that. Or you could do like one half of the shawl would be in one colorway, and then the other half of the shawl would be in using up your gradient skein. So it just kind of depends on how many skeins you're wanting to work with in the gradient and what kind of colors you're wanting to end up with in your end result. Now here's another one. This is the Summer Breeze shawl by, is it Nicola Green? I think that's probably how you pronounce it. And again, this one would use multiple skeins because it calls for 1,000 yards. So again, you could do the same colorway and going, like from dark to light or light to dark, back to back. Or you could also, like I said, use another colorway so that you have the gradient in the middle or on the outside. It just kind of depends on what you're going for. Now, this one here is called the Gradient Cake Cowl. This one, it only needs 190 to 200 yards. So you would want to, it doesn't look like a very big cowl. So with this one, I would suggest you either add repeats so that you can see the full gradient. Actually, that's what I would do, is I would do more repeats because I would want to see all the colors in the gradient, but that's just me. So another thing that you can do, what I love in a gradient or for a gradient, is using it as color work. So if you're doing a color work sweater or shirt, using your gradient as the contrast color. And that way, as like here, if I had done it here in the early bloomer, you would see it either going from light to dark or dark to light, something like that. I think that's cool. And obviously you can do anything. This is even sock yarn. So you could knit socks out of it. You can knit a sweater. I saw some sweater patterns that used gradients, but obviously the designer doesn't have to have that in order for you to use it yourself. Hey, Carol, I see Carol over there on Instagram. Got a lot of Carols today too. I like it. All right. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I will do my best to help. Let's see. Deb, the Flegel is cool, but it can make the front of the sock long. Oh, and for some people it will bunch up. Interesting. So it's good for people with a larger heel diagonal. Okay. So kind of that big, y'all don't want to see my feet. I took off my nail polish. I know. And it's summertime. Like I need a pedicure. That's what I need. Anyway, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And I am not one of those people. So I don't think a Flegel heel. I will probably do one at some point just so I can say that I did. Maybe I'll try one for Bo. A Flegel heel on one of his socks. He may not appreciate that, but hey, I'm the one doing the knitting. So you get what you get. You don't pitch fit. All right. What else is new in the shop? Let's see. I've been looking for some colors to put on Fluffy DK because Fluffy DK has been getting more and more popular at festivals and trunk shows. So Happy Hour, it looks a little washed out here. And one of the things that I love about the Fluffy, it's the alpaca really, because I see it on Fluffy lace as well, is that the colors always settle in these weird, tonal different, like it's like it sets down differently, and you see all these different tonal variations, almost as though I had poured over different colors of purple, and I didn't. Like literally, it's one concentrate, and I just stick it down in, but you get all these wonderful tonal differences, and it just knits up very cool. So that's that happy hour. And then also on they're on minis, trustee sock minis only, is raspberry lemonade. I did it for a designer recently, and so I just did a batch of them, and so they're in the shop. So, which I don't do a lot of. Well, I think in general, most people do, tonal solids on their mini skeins because that's usually what you want. So if you are looking for variegated mini skeins, this is a fun one to have in your stash for sure. All right.